Are you able to see my screen? Is it appearing, Babu?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Amma. So today we are going to discuss about the topic leaf spring, design of leaf spring. Okay. So before starting the leaf spring, so just I want to show some video related to the leaf spring, how it is going to manufactured.
A leaf spring is a stack of curved plates or leaves, or sometimes even just one. This spring has the flex to absorb bumps and dips in the road, but it's strong enough to provide serious support. Today, these super strong suspension springs are generally used for trucks and other heavy vehicles more than cars. Production starts with spring steel. It's an alloy that has elasticity. Big shears cut the steel to various lengths for a multi-leaf spring. It's one of two kinds of leaf springs. Using a bandsaw, they cut steel for the other kind of leaf spring known as a full taper spring. It's made of 1 to 4 leaves that are approximately the same length, but various thicknesses. After cutting, they rapidly heat the ends. Computerized machinery rolls and stretches the piece to a tapered profile. This achieves the same flex effect as the progressively shorter leaves on the multi-leaf spring, but the end product will be lighter and not as stiff. Next, it's into a press that trims the stretched ends and punches holes for various components. Down for the next operation. Meanwhile, other members of the team are hard at work on the multi-leaf spring. They feed the heated tip of the main leaf to a machine that wraps it around a die form. This creates an eye mount for attaching the spring to the vehicle. They create an eye mount on the other end as well. Next, they curl the ends of a slightly longer steel bar into a loose C shape. This piece will serve as an outer protective wrap for the main leaf and protect the eye mounts. Back to the taper spring now. Hydraulic machinery bends it to the final Z shape, so it will fit around a vehicle axle. They quench both the taper and multi-leaf springs in oil and then temper them in a furnace to strengthen the steel. Then it's time for a process known as peening. Machinery clamps the steel onto a carriage, which takes it through a chamber for blasting. Blasting changes the surface tension, further strengthening the metal. A worker now assembles the multi-leaf spring. He inserts a main leaf and the wrap to align them. Each of the next leaves is shorter than the last. They're known as graduated leaves. It's a design that will make the spring more flexible. He transfers the stack to a hydraulic station and inserts a different pin for more precise alignment. He activates the hydraulic mechanism and it squeezes the leaves together. The mechanism maintains the leaves under tension as he removes the pin and now bolts them together. He pounds clips installed at specific locations on the spring to close them around the leaves. The clips tighten the stack all the way across and will stop the leaves from twisting or turning. Next, another hydraulic device applies pressure, this time to simulate the load the spring will carry. This sets the spring to a specific height and compresses it to stiffen the overall performance. The worker measures the spring to confirm that it meets the specifications. The assembled leaf springs now take a quick dip in a tank of black paint. The paint coats the leaves, clips, and fasteners to give these suspension springs a unique Painted black, they should blend in with all the other components on the vehicle undercarriage. Now complete, these leaf springs can be depended on for support when the going gets rough.
So I think you got clarity about how the springs are, this leaf spring is going to manufacture. Okay, so coming to the leaf spring design, so I'm going to explain how it is going to design, on what basis and what are the considerations are there. So this I am going to explain today. So just now I have seen the video how it is going to manufacture this leaf spring. So here if you see the leaf spring, the structure of the leaf spring is a semi-elliptical shape. Now to manufacture this leaf spring, the shape of the leaf spring is number of plates arranged together. Each plate is having the somewhat width, somewhat thickness, somewhat cross-sectional area. So all plates are arranged. The first portion of the spring is known as uh, main spring. Here in this diagram, the first portion of the spring is known as main spring. The bottom portion of springs are called graduated or supported leaf. So why we are calling leaf? Because the plates are known as here leaves. So all leaves are gathered, and with the main bolt, here its central bolt is there, with the main bolt it is going to held together. Okay, now this spring is known as flat plate spring. With the flat plate, the spring is going to manufacture here. So here the main advantage, if you focus here, please mute yourself. The main advantage, somebody is making noise, Babu. Here if you focus on the advantage of the leaf spring, is the leaf spring is more advantageous than the helical spring, because helical spring is acting as only energy absorbing agent. Now if you see this helical spring, sorry, this leaf spring, instead of acting as a energy absorbing agent, so it's also, in addition to energy absorbing, this is also carried lateral loads and braking torque, driving torque. In addition to all this, it is also act as a structural member to guide in a definite path. So see here, two eyes of the spring, this leaf spring is connected to the chassis here and here. So whenever the deflections comes, this will go on to guide this chassis. Okay, so that is the advantages of this leaf spring. Now we are going to design the leaf spring on the basis of deflection and basis of stress. So because here transverse load is applying, see this figure. In this figure, the spring, the load is applying through the axial in this manner, transverse to the axis of. So that reason here deflection is going to generated, and as well as bending stress is going to generated. So first time considering one of the leaf is taking here and considering it is as a cantilever beam. Okay, so this cantilever beam having the some dimensions, having the width B and length L, thickness T, and length supported at A end and freely ended at B end. Okay, so for this, the load is applied at the one end, so nothing but this is the end. That load is applying this end or this end. Okay, so for this, bending stress is generating here. So how much bending stress? From the bending moment equation we can write bending stress bending moment by section modulus. Okay, so what is bending moment here? The bending moment is load into perpendicular distance, this you know. And section modulus, what is section modulus here? The section modulus is moment of inertia by y. Y is the neutral distance from the neutral layer. So for this cross sectional, whatever the diagram is given here, so b t cube by 12 and y is t by 2. Okay, t by 2. Now what is z here? The z value is b t square by 6. So substitute there, bending stress w into L by b t square, here 6. So this much of the bending stress is generating in the leaf spring when we consider the as a cantilever beam. Okay, so here this one we calculated for the only one leaf. So here if you see in the diagram, there are n number of leaves are there. Here if we see in this diagram, there are n number of leaves are there. So that reason how many number of leaves are here we don't know, so that reason I am keeping as a n number of leaves. Okay, now deflection, coming to the deflection point of view, you already studied in the strength of material subject. For cantilever beam, point load is applying one end, so what is the deflection? So the deflection, again I am writing here WL cube by 3EI. Is it right, Baba? WL cube by 3EI. So where I is the moment of inertia, three into E into moment of inertia is BT cube by 12. Okay. So W into L cube, if you simplify this equation, E BT cube. Okay, so this is the deflection equation in the form of load, in terms of load. So if you want the deflection equation in terms of deflection, in terms of stress, so deflection equal, so load stress equation, how much we got? Stress is 6WL by BT square. This is the stress equation. From this equation, what is the load here? The load is stress into BT square by 6L. So substitute here in the deflection equation, what we get just now, 4 into sigma BT square into 6L into L cube divided by EBT cube. So if we simplify this equation, we will get 2 by 3 sigma L square E into T. So this is the deflection equation. So before this equation, what was that deflection equation? Deflection is 4 into W into L cube by E B T cube. So this deflection equation in terms of load, this equation in terms of stress. Okay, so give the name for this one, second equation. The previous one is the 1 and this is the third equation. Okay, now see this diagram. This is the cross section of the plate, one leaf. Why we consider one leaf as a cantilever beam. At the beginning, you have seen that this is the length L and width B and thickness is a T. So that we have seen. So this is the one cross section. Okay, now this is the neutral axis of the plate. What is whatever the plate we consider here. So this neutral axis, if you see bending stress diagram, at the neutral axis stresses are 0 and maximum at upper fiber and maximum at lower fiber. So here for this we are applying the load here. So at this situation this is going to bend, deflect. So the upper fiber is subjected to tensile stress, that is maximum tensile stress. Maximum tensile stress. The lower fiber is subjected to, here this is one lower fiber. So the lower fiber is subjected to maximum compressive stress. Okay, at the neutral axis the stresses are 0. Now if you see that shear, so at the outermost fiber, at the innermost fiber the shear stresses is 0 and at the neutral axis shear stress is maximum. Here it is written. So this is a stress representation diagram for the whatever the leaf we consider for this stress and deflection analysis. Okay. Please mute yourself. Somebody is making noise. Okay. Now deflection and stress we have to calculate with the consideration of simply supported beam. So see here, this is the one diagram I written pasted here. So for the cantilever beam, if n number of spring number of plates are there, how it look like. So that reason the equation changes slightly as n. Okay. Now same concept if we apply to the cantilever beam, sorry, simply supported beam. So at this time, what is the deflection? What is the bending stress? So bending stress for this same equation will get, because bending moment, because of application of load, bending moment one side if we consider, so m by z is the load into, that is the bending moment W into L. Section modulus how much? The section modulus is B into T square by 6. So that is 6 into W into L by B T square. Okay. Now this is for the single plate. For the leaf spring there are n number of plates are there. So that reason the equation slightly changes n. If we kept n here for the n number of leaves. So this is the for the bending stress calculation. Now deflection. For the deflection, see here, this is a simply supported beam. At A point, at B point, two supports are there, and here the load is applying twice the initial load. Okay, and having the length is the 2L. So middle, at the middle point, it means from the A to mid one, L distance is there. From the right to middle one, L distance is there. Okay. Now at this time, what is the deflection for simply supported beam? That is WL by 48 EI. This one you already studied in the strength of material subject. Okay. So here I am writing the W1 L1. So because this load is applying this much of intensity, length is having this much of length. Okay. So 2W into 2 into L cube by 48 EI. Sorry, this is I. EI. So again, I means what here? I is nothing but BTQ by 12. So if we simplify this equation, what we will get? WL by 3EI. So sorry, EI means what here? BTQ by 12. So simplify this one. 4WL by EBTQ. So this is a deflection, okay, for the simply supported beam. For WTQ by EBTQ. So this is a deflection equation for the leaf spring when we take in the consideration as a this spring as a simply supported beam. So why we are considering the simply supported beam? If we see the diagram here, in the previous first diagram, see here the spring is connecting one support to the chassis here, another support to the chassis here. There is two attachments here continuously applying the load here. So this time this is considered as a simply supported beam. Some situations the leaf spring is fixed at the one end and continuously applying the load. At the situation, this is the consideration. So both based on the two consideration, we are designing the spring. Okay. Now see here. So this is the spring having the uniform length, means there is no reduction in the material. So if material is reduced, means reduction in the material, nothing but if we see this is a one type of reduction in the material for the spring. So here this is the first main spring and these are all the supported springs. So main spring is used to connect the chassis and the supported springs are to support this main spring, means whatever the energy is generating, whatever the supports are there, everything is going to placed on the main spring and these are all the support to these springs. So if we maintain the same uniform length for these springs, what happen, material is increased and weight also increase and power to weight ratio also decrease. So to avoid this type of disadvantage, some material is going to removed and the leaves are going to made in this form, triangular manner. So that is the reason the supported leaves also known as a graduated leaves, means material is, so see here the material is removed somewhat, here the material is removed, here in this material is removed. So in this manner gradually material is removed into making into the sharp triangular manner. Okay, so that's the reason this is referred as a graduated springs. So at this time, what is the bending stress, what is the deflection? So bending stress also same as usual, what we calculated, WL by into N into B T square, same we will get. And coming to the deflection, 6 into WLQ by, for this particular this graduated springs when we consider, so WLQ N EBTQ. So this is in terms of W. If we write in terms of stress, L square by E into T. Okay. So this is the deflection equation. When we take into consideration of this one, why? Because see here, by arranging the in this manner, the spring whatever total setup becomes compact, so that the space occupied by the spring is considerably reduced. So see here, when bending stresses are alone we are considering, the graduated leaf may have zero width at the loaded end. See here, zero width graduated springs, zero width. Okay, zero width at the loaded end. So that's the reason sufficient material we have to provide to support the shear, because here this leaf spring are subjecting to the bending and as well as shear. So bending is we are overcoming, but we have to overcome the shear also. So that reason sufficient material also we have to provide. So therefore it is necessary to have the one or more leaves of uniform cross section throughout this one. Okay. Now if we see in the previous deflection equation, so again I'm writing the deflection equation for the uniform and graduated. So for the uniform, how much this one? I'm writing deflection for the uniform 2 into stress into L square by 3 into E into T. This is the for uniform length of the spring. Now for graduated length, this is the one deflection. Nothing but I am writing full length leaf, graduated length leaf. So I am making the equal to this one. So see here 2 stress 3E into T equal 6L square by E into T. So ET gets cancelled and 1L square and L square gets cancelled. This is for the full length, this is for the graduated length. Okay. So now full length to 2 by 3 equal graduate means full length equal 3 by 2 graduated length. So from this statement what we can conclude, the stresses in the full length spring is 50% more than the graduated length. Okay. So with this we can define another parameter. So with this we can define another parameter. What we wrote, full length stress is 3 by 2 times the graduated. So what is the full length? The full length is, I am writing full length stress is 6 Wf into L by N into Bt square equal 3 by 2. What is the graduated? 6 Wg into L by Ng, this is the Nf full, into B into T square. So with this, if we simplify this equation, that is L gets cancelled, T square B gets cancelled. So if simplify, what we'll get? Wf for the full length load and Nf, number of springs on full length, equal 3 by 2 into load on graduated leaf by number of graduated leaves. This is in terms of ends, and in terms of load also we can write Wf by Wg equal 3 by 2 into Nf by Ng. Okay, so consider this is the another equation, the number I am giving as a 5. Okay, this equation. So whatever the numbering I am giving to the equations, that equations are going to use in solving the numericals. Okay, remember that these equations. So no data book provided for the machine design subject in the external examination. You have to by out the all equations whatever I am writing on the screen. Okay. Now adding 1 both sides. So WF by WG plus 1, 3 by 2 NF NG plus 1. So WF, simplify this one, WF WG by WG equal, so what is this one? 3 into NF plus NG by NG. So 2 NG, this is a 2. Okay. The NG. So WG equal, with this WG equal, what we can write? 3NF sorry, 3NG by 2NG by 3NF plus 2NG WF plus WG. So this one whole consider as a load. So whatever the load is given, that load is distributed on the somewhat full length leaf, and somewhat load is carried by the graduated leaf, that is W. So now I can write an WG as 2NG by 3NF plus 2NG into W. So this is the another equation 6. Now previous fifth equation was, what is the fifth equation? WG by WF equal 3 by 2 NG by NF. This was the previous equation. Sorry, WF by WG NF by NG. This was the equation. This equation also we can write in this form: WG, making reciprocal, WG by WF equal 2 by 3 NG by NF. Same here also, adding one both side. So we'll get WG plus WF by WF equal 2NG plus 3NF by 3NF. Okay. So with this, what we'll calculate, WF we can calculate. So WF equal 3 into NF by 2NG plus 3NF WG plus WF. This whole is considered as a load. Loaded, the leaf spring is loaded. That load is distributed on, somewhat load is taken by the full length leaf, some load is taken by the graduated leaves. Okay. Now this equation changes as full loaded spring is equal 3NF 2NG plus 3NF into W. Now we calculated WF, WG. Substitute these two values in the stress equations. So bending stress for the full length leaf, what we written, bending stress for the full length leaf, what we have the equation 6WF into L by NF BT square. This is the equation, stress equation for the bending stress equation for full length leaves. Okay, so this is the equation. In this equation, substitute the WF value just now we calculated. Substitute here 6 into 3NF 2NG plus 3NF, okay, and L by NF into BT square. Okay, simplify this one into W here, W we have to write. See, if we simplify this one, so finally what we'll get? We'll get 18WL by BT square into 2NG plus 3NF. Okay, so this is the bending stress for the full length leaf, that is the main spring. So the stress whatever you will get, this is the stress equation. This equation also you have to remember about. Whatever the equations we are getting, these equations are very important to solve the numerical. So this is in terms of megapascal. Okay. In same manner, we have to calculate the bending stress for the graduated springs. So for this, instead of writing this total equation, we can write this equation. What is that? Full length stress equal 3 by 2. We have just we have calculated this equation graduated. So with this equation, graduate bending stress for the graduated leaves are 2 by 3 into F. So what we got just now, sigma BF, this is the one. So 2 by 3 into 18WL by BT square into 2NG plus 3NF. Now simplify this one, what you will get? 12WL, here I am writing 12WL 12WL EBT cube 12WL BT square into 2NG plus 3NF, that is nothing but bending stress for the graduated leaves in terms of megapascal. Okay, so this one also you have to remember. Okay, so after calculating the bending stress for the full length leaves and bending stress for the graduated leaves, one more parameter is there, that is deflection. So we are comparing here what we did previously. First we calculated this here what we calculated. First initially we consider the one of the leaf as a cantilever beam. For that, what is the bending stress, what is the deflection, we calculated. Okay, now another one is the simply supported beam as a, this is the one, simply supported beam. For that we calculated bending stress and deflection. Both beams whatever we considered, cantilever and simply supported, both are in a form of full length leaf. So for the both cantilever and simply supported, what happens if we reduce the material here? So that is nothing but material here, we are removing the material to reduce the occupying the space. Some bending stress here also, after removing the material, after applying the load, bending stress and deflection is going to generate it. So what is the comparison there? So for the full length and for the material reduced, full length means the first one is as usual full length, and we are removing the material for the supported leaves. So at that time what happened, that bending stress we are calculating separately. These are all things. Bending stress for the full length, bending stress for the graduated leaves. Now deflection. So what is the deflection for the both spring? Both are deflected at same manner. So what is that equation we have to calculate now? So what is the deflection for this one? Deflection for this 2 into stress for full length leaf into L square by 3E into T. Okay. So what is sigma F? Sigma F just now we calculated. So what is the sigma F? Just now we calculated, substitute here. Sigma F 2 into L square by 3ET into sigma F is a 18WL BT square into 2NG plus 3NF 3NF. Simplify this one, so we will get 12 WL cube 12 WL cube EBT cube into 2NG plus 3NF. So this is the deflection when we combine the graduated leaves and full length leaves. So graduated leaves also called here as a supported, but we are removing the somewhat material. Okay. So this is the deflection for the when we are combining the both springs. Full length leaf is nothing but, so I am drawing here spring. This is a full length leaf spring, also known as a main spring, and the graduated springs are going to attach here. Okay. So before adding this one, the full length leaf spring is having the larger radius of curvature comparing to the other supported leaves. Okay. So here the load is applied. So load is applying here, and the load is going to distributed here. This is the main bolt. Okay. So for this one we calculated full length bending stress how much. For this number of graduated leaves are there. For that we calculated bending stress for the graduated springs, and all are deflected at the same time. So that reason main function of the spring here for the full length leaf spring. So for that full length spring deflection we consider based on we calculated the deflection for the spring. This is the one in terms of mm. Okay. Now another one topic is nipping. Nipping is nothing but making the whatever the stresses in the spring all are equal. So here all are equal. Why I am telling, because see here already we have seen in the previous case bending stress what we have seen, bending stress in the full length leaf is more than the 50% the graduated spring. It means by seeing this statement, what we can conclude, the stresses are not uniform in the leaves. So that if we make the stresses this one and this one equal, full length and graduated, so that is nothing but nipping. Okay, so equalizing the stresses in the spring leaf. So here why we are making this one, to utilize the material as best advantage. So to meet this statement, what we are doing here, material to best advantage, we have the two methods. First one is by making the full length leaves of smaller thickness than the graduated leaf. So if we, in this way, if we make, what happens, the full length leaf will induce the smaller bending stress comparing to the small graduated leaf, because see here I am drawing the one diagram here. So this is the neutral axis. So if we maintain the thickness smaller here, then the graduate is maintained. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. So here, by reducing the maintaining the smaller thick than the graduated leaf, so the distance between the neutral axis to the outermost layer is very less. So that's the reason bending stress we can overcome, means bending stress is reduced than the graduated leaves. And another way is there, by giving the greater radius of curvature to the full length leaves than the graduated leaves. So see here in this diagram, so this is the radius of curvature for the full length leaf, and we are giving the smaller, this is the full radius of curvature, and this is for the graduated leaf radius of curvature. So here, by giving the greater radius of curvature to the full length leaf than the graduated leaf, so before assembling, what happens here, while after giving the radius of curvature to the full length leaf and after graduated leaf, before assembling and after making the assembling here, so what happens here, with the main bolt here assembly is going to happen. So at this time what happen, the full length leaf is going to move in backward direction. It means because initially it is given larger radius of curvature than the graduated leaf, so that reason it is going to move backward direction. So then when we are assembling, some gap is going to produce here before assembly, means just we are going to assembling. So at this time what happening, there is some gap between the leaves. Okay, so this gap is known as a nip, and it is denoted by capital C. And why we are generating this one, to make the equal stresses in all spring. So initially the spring, the main spring is given the larger radius of curvature. So because we are tightening this purpose assembly, so when we are tightening with the help of bolt, because of larger curvature, it is going to move in a opposite direction. Nothing but whatever the load applying here, the stress is generated in opposite to the application of load for the main spring. Now for the graduated leaves, the initial stresses are same in the direction of normal load whatever we are applying. So see the difference here. For the full length leaf, the initial stress is acting opposite to the normal load whatever we are applying here. Okay. Now for the graduated leaves, the initial stress is in the same direction of to the normal load application. So now when we are applying the load gradually, the full length spring is going to, first of all, the full length spring is going to release from the initial stresses. Now after releasing the stresses, because we are continuing in the application of load gradually increasing, so that reason again the main leaf is going to subjected to the stresses that also in opposite direction to the application of load. Okay, now the full length leaf is subjected to the, here the full length leaf will be subjected to the stress less than the graduated leaf. The initial gap is going to adjust here. So here there is some gap is there because of application of continuous application. So the stress is going to release, and whatever the gap is there between the springs, that gap is going to covered. So that is adjusted here because of gradual load application. Under maximum load condition, the stresses in the all leaves are equal. Under maximum load condition, whatever the stresses in the main and graduator all are equal, and somewhat full length leaves have the lower stress than the graduated leaves. Okay, so this is desirable. Whatever the terminology I said here, the full length leaves having the stresses lower than the graduated. So this one is a requirement for the automobile springs. Okay. Wait, Babu. So this is the theory about the nipping. So in this, what is C here? That C we are going to calculating. So this C here we are going to calculating. So while calculating C, we will get the some stress value, bending stress, because we are nipping is nothing but making a gap, and we are adjusting the gap, and while adjusting the gap, stresses are okay. So this is the theory, and tomorrow we will going to find the what is the C value and what is the stress. Mean nothing but we are equalizing the stress here. After equalizing the stress, what is the stress value we are going to find. Based on this topic, we will practice the one or two problems. So with this, the first unit is going to completed. So regarding today's topic, do you have any doubt, Babu?